Hello, I'm Michelle Cisneros and welcome to Somewhere in Bookland. Today is day 2 of the Biannual Bibliothon and today's challenge is to film a Get Ready With Me video. I couldn't really think of anything super creative for this. I was thinking of like film me get ready to read, filming me get ready to write, filming me get ready to do basically anything bookish related, and then I would be doing everything but that because I'm a very bad procrastinator. But I don't know, I decided not to do that. I don't know why. Part of me almost decided to skip today's challenge, but I really want to film all 7 challenges. Especially since if you film all 7 challenges, you'll get entered in to win a prize. And my challenge to myself was to film all 7. So I felt like I couldn't really skip this one. So I just decided to do the makeup books tag or books and makeup tag. And yeah, I don't usually wear a lot of makeup because I'm lazy. And I just don't like waking up early and doing my makeup before work. And like, I like wearing makeup, I'm lazy, 1, and 2, I don't really know how to do it. Like, I really don't know how to do my makeup. I wish, like, I tried watching, I love watching beauty gurus, beauty YouTube channels, and like, I am so impressed by what they do with their makeup. And I try to copy them and it doesn't work out. So I just stick with what I know. I know practice makes perfect and I probably should just keep practicing. But did I mention I'm too lazy? Yes. A lot of these questions, I actually am going to be answering the book questions, but I'm not going to be putting anything on because for a lot of these steps I don't do what it says. So I'll be doing the ones that I do and answering the questions for all of them. And this is just basically when I do want to wear makeup, this is what I do, or when I'm going to be filming a video, this is what I do for my makeup. So step 1 is primer. And when I remember to put on primer, I do, and I use the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. This question is to pick a book that left a lasting impression on you. And I'm going to go with, I'm going to be really cliche, and I'm going to go with Harry Potter. Just because I loved reading before I ever read Harry Potter. I'd already loved reading. But it kind of, for a while, it got me into reading even more, I think. Because I was in elementary school, 3rd or 4th grade when I first read Harry Potter. And it kind of put me on, like, it dictated what I read for a while. Because I read a lot of fantasy because of Harry Potter. Because I was really into Harry Potter. So I'm going to choose Harry Potter and be really cliche. So I just want to show off my Harry Potter book that I've read my whole life growing up. So this is my copy. This is my childhood copy. If you can see, it's a little beat up. I taped the cover back on because it fell off with see-through tape. And these pages are taped as well. And then it's just like falling off. And usually when I reread it, I reread this copy. I do have another, it's also the only one of my childhood Harry Potter books that I have in paperback. I also have this one that I've never read, this version. It's the exact same one. And I've kept it unread because I didn't want it to get messed up. Like my other one did, because my 2nd grade teacher bought it for me when I was about to enter 5th grade, and she just said, she wrote like a little something on the inside, and I didn't want to mess it up, And it just says, "To Michelle, congratulations to making the GATE program. You were an outstanding reader in my second grade class. Good luck to you, Mrs. Nishi." And so I never let anybody read this copy. Okay, step 2 is foundation. And I just use L'Oreal Paris True Match in Warm Sun Beige. And this is the color I use. I also use one of these brushes, I don't know what it's called, and a beauty blender, which is supposed to be black, but you can see all the makeup on it because I need to clean it. For this step, it's to pick a favorite first book in a series, and I think you're supposed to choose like your favorite beginning of a series ever, but there's so many series that I can't choose my favorite one ever. So instead, I'm twisting this question a little bit, and I'm gonna choose a book in a series. As I kept reading the series, they got gradually worse and worse as I went on. So by default, I liked the first book the best, and then the second book was worse than the first, and then the third book was just like horrible. And for that one, I'm going to choose Delirium by Lauren Oliver. I do my foundation weird. I put it on the beauty blender and then I dot it on my face because I don't like getting a whole bunch of foundation on my hands. I try not to get as much makeup on my hands as possible, and then I go in with the brush. And like I said, I don't really know how to do makeup. I'm using the View Finder as my mirror right now. So we'll see how well this makeup turns out. And then I'm afraid of it drying like before I have a chance to go in, so I do my face in like sections. Go a little bit on my neck. Blend it down, blend it down. I found BookTube in 2015, I believe, and I found Book Outlet shortly thereafter. And when I first found Book Outlet, I saw that they had the whole Delirium series on there, and I bought all 3 at once because I read about it and I thought I would really enjoy it. And I really did enjoy the first book. I gave it a 4 stars when I first read it. And then the second book was just like worse, and I gave it a 3 stars. And then when I read the third book, I was so, like, I read them all right after each other too, so it's not like I waited a while. But I read the third book and I was just so turned off by it. I hated it so much. I gave it 2 stars. And that's just like the epitome of a book getting worse, I think, is that series. I mean, I also didn't like the third book in the Divergent series, but I mean, who does? And I also didn't like the third book in the Fifth Wave series for, you know, about the same reasons. But at least in the Fifth Wave I understood a little more than in the Divergent one. Like, I just didn't like the ending in those ones. But yes, foundation goes on. Cover up all my pimples that I have. Oh my gosh, it's so hot in my house right now. We're trying not to use the AC because, okay, and like, it's gonna be 105 all week basically. It's gonna be over 100 plus all week this week, and we're trying not to use the AC because I have it text me estimates. I have PG&E text me estimates of what they think our PG&E bill will be. They text me after a week, and it's just like, this is an estimate of what your PG&E bill is going to be. PG&E bill is going to be if you keep using all the electricity and gas the same way you've been for the last week. And it's like, oh, if you keep using, because we've been using the AC like nonstop, and it's like, if you keep using it the way you have been, you're going to be paying $450 in PG&E, and I'm not about to pay $450 in PG&E. So we already had to pay $3.50 this month, and that's crazy. So we're trying to not use the AC, and so no AC right now with these lights is like, whoo, I'm sweating. So step 3 is concealer, and I don't do concealer unless that was concealer. I have no idea if I use foundation or concealer. I'm pretty sure concealer is the powder, right? Or is that both liquid? I don't know. All I know is I use that, and that's it. So step 3 is to pick characters you wish didn't exist. And for this one, I couldn't think of anything because there's a lot of characters I hate, especially like in Harry Potter, Professor Umbridge, hate her so much. And there's a lot of books with characters like that, which I can't stand because they're bad characters, not like badly written, just they're evil characters. And from the corner of his eye, there's a character that I hate, and I think we need those characters in the books in order to move the plot forward. Otherwise, if we didn't have someone standing in the way, then the book would be over so quick because there'd be no problems. So I didn't choose an answer for this one. Yes. So step 4 is powder, and again, I don't do powder. And this one is to choose your favorite last book in a series. And see, I have a problem with this one because a lot of the times I don't read the last book in a series because I don't know why. Like, there's a lot of books that I just need to read the last book in the series and I'll be finished with it. And that is a problem. I changed this question again, and this question I changed to choose your favorite second book in a series. From the Eragon series, my favorite book in that whole series is Eldest, and I've read this book more than I've read Eragon. Now, again, I haven't finished the last book in the series, so there's a good chance that maybe that'll change in the future. But as of right now, this is my favorite, is Eldest. Which is one of the reasons, Eragon the movie, horrible movie for multiple reasons. But the main reason I hated the movie was because at the end, there was something missing from it that makes the whole thing in Eldest impossible really to happen. So I knew first off that they were never going to make a second one for that movie because it sucked. But also because they made it impossible to make the second one, which is so stupid. So yes, this is my favorite second book in a series. Step 5 is eyebrows, which I also don't do, like, in more ways than one. I don't do them when I do my makeup, but also I hardly ever get them done, which I really should because I have big eyebrows, like super bushy, very pointed, like triangular, thick. This one's thicker than this one. They're just, yes, they're bad. And every time I do go to get them done, I go to the girl who cuts my hair, who I've been going to since high school. And every time I get them done, she's like, you need to come more often and get your eyebrows done. She goes, you just let them grow out. And I'm just like, yeah. I normally only go get them done when I know I'm like doing something. Like when I was at my friend's wedding, I got them done before then. I got them done before I went to New York. Like if I know I'm going to be in a lot of pictures, I'll get them done. But that's it. Just because I'm too lazy to go get them done, which is also why I only get my hair cut like twice a year. Yeah. So this question is to pick a book that you think everybody should read, and I'm gonna go with the classic on this one because I don't read a lot of classics and everybody always says, oh, you need to read the classics. So I'm gonna go with the classic, and I'm going to go with A Little Princess. This is my childhood edition of the book. This is an edition I recently bought, and I love this book so much growing up. I've read this book multiple times. Again, it's another book that is falling apart. Like, this whole section literally lifts up from the book, hanging on by the threads. I love that the hardcover of this book is like exactly the same as the cover, the dust jacket. I also love the illustrations in this version of the book, and They're the illustrations that I grew up with, so maybe that's why. But I think the illustrations are so pretty in this book, and like in the illustrations are so pretty in this book, and that's how I picture Sarah, is how she is in this book, and how, just like how she is on the cover, right? In this one, she scares me a little bit. I think these are more the original illustrations, but she's more scary. I haven't read this version yet, mainly because I'm just like, oh, those pictures, But yes, I think everybody, oh, I think this is like supposed to be that picture I just showed you where they were talking. So I think everybody should read this book just because I love this book so much. It's a movie, which I didn't know until high school that it was a movie. Like, I didn't even see it until I was in high school because I never knew it was a movie. And the movie's okay. It's a little different than the book, but it's the same kind of gist, I guess. I love the book. I love that even though Sarah's going through something incredibly hard and difficult, like, first off, she's nice to everybody. She is really young, but she acts older. Like, she's just more mature. And she's nice to everybody. She's always tries to be kind. She's always tries to be forgiving. And she's very creative. She's always coming up with stories. And I just love these books. And now step 6, which is something I kind of actually do again, so I have something to do. Step 6 is eyeshadow, or to pick a book with your favorite color on the cover. My favorite color is like a mint color, like a light blue, Tiffany blue mint color. So I'll show you that book in a little bit. I don't have one that's exactly like that, but I do have a cover of a book I bought for a couple reasons. One, I heard the book was really good, but 2, I just love the cover and I wanted it so bad because the colors are so pretty. So I'm going to be using like this CoverGirl eyeshadow thing that I've had forever, and just a brush. I also sometimes just use my fingers because I'm lazy. So I'm just getting a little bit of the lightest pinkish whitish color and putting a little bit on the inside and then rubbing it in, and then putting a little bit on the inside of my eye and rubbing it in. That's the extent of what I do with my eyeshadow. I've tried to do eyeshadow and I don't know how to do eyeshadow like at all, but I did read somewhere, I think it was in like a 17 or something, that if you put a little bit of like white on the inside of your eye, it opens up your eyes a little bit. And ever since then I've been doing that, and that's it. That's all I know. That's all I know. I don't even know if that's true. So the book I chose for eyeshadow was This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills, and it's just because these are like my favorite colors and this cover is beautiful, and I haven't read it yet, and that's it. So step 7 is eyeliner. Step 7 is to pick a dark and mysterious book. I'm going to go with a book that I haven't read yet, but that is God's Grave. I have the UK edition, and it's dark because like swords through helmets and stuff like that. And I'm also going to call it dark and mysterious because I have the black on black edition, and it's just like whew, dark and mysterious. I kind of wish all books had like sprayed edges because I love them so much. Or the eyeliner I'm going to use is Femme Couture eye pencil. It's like a really thick one. I like using eyeliner that's either really thick like crayon or the pot where you put it on with a brush, but lately I've just been using this one. Now I do something that I'm told you're not supposed to do. I only put eyeliner on my bottom eye waterline because I don't know how to put it on the top one. So I just put it on. I put it really thick and I hope it transfers to the top because I don't know how to do the top. Put it on. Put it really thick. And that's all I do. The next step is mascara, and that's to pick a long book. So I'm gonna go with the longest book I own, Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. And you like how I covered up the sticker with my hand? Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. And I've seen the movie with, oh my gosh, this is like a fan, it feels so good. I've seen the movie with Anne Hathaway, and I really enjoyed the movie, and so I wanted to get the book to read, but like I didn't realize how big it was, first off, or like how small the writing is. So it's just like a really big book, and I have yet to even start. So for mascara, I use two different mascaras. I use CoverGirl Plumpify Blast Pro, and I use Maybelline New York The Falsies Big Eyes. So first, I use the CoverGirl one, and I do my top lashes. And I don't curl them because I don't know how, and I feel like I'd cut my eyeball off. And then I go on to the next one. And then after I'm done with the top lashes, I take this one, and it has a side for upper lashes and bottom lashes, and I go to the lower lashes one, and I use that because it has a smaller brush, and I prefer this for my lower lashes. So after I'm done with my mascara, step 9 is blush, and that is to choose a cringeworthy romance. And for that one, I'm going with the Did I Mention I Love You series by Estelle Mescame. And the reason I'm choosing this one isn't because I don't like it, because I really enjoyed the series, but because it is between a girl and her stepbrother, and I know some people find that cringy, so I chose this series. Step 10 is highlighter, and that is to pick a book that brightens your day. And instead of a book, I'm going to choose an author, and that's Casey West. Any of her books will brighten my day. I love them all, and I own them all, but I just love contemporary romances, and hers brighten my day. The last step, step 11, is lips, which I just recently, normally like this would have been it and I would have put on some chapstick, but about a year and a half ago maybe, I started really getting into like lips, and yes, so I'm gonna do lips. I'm going to be using Kylie Jenner's Exposed because it's my favorite, because it's the most nudish on me. I really love the Kylie Jenner lip kits, although I agree with the dictionary.com. I wouldn't classify Kylie Jenner as self-made, but whatever. This challenge is to pick your favorite book kiss, so I'm gonna do the lip liner first, but you see, I have a problem. I have snake bites. Ooh, shocker, right? So I have snake bites, and they kind of get in the way when I go to do my lips, so I'm gonna flip them opposite so I can do my lips and not have to worry about them. So this one is your favorite book kiss, and honestly I can't think of one because a lot of bookish kisses aren't like super memorable. It's like, ooh, they kiss, right? And I don't know, I don't think they're memorable. So I wish I could think of I had to have read on at some point where like the first kiss just goes extremely horrible and everything ends up messing up, but I can't think of one. So now I'm gonna go in with the liquid lipstick, and like I said, I like this one because it's the most nude, and I've realized I really like a nude lip. I've also bought some of her red ones, but I don't think I can pull off a red lip. So I go, put a layer on the top. Put a layer on the bottom. And I'm done. Let it dry a little bit. And then I can actually flip them without my hands. I flip my State Bites back. Make sure I didn't get any lipstick on my teeth. And I'm good. Now, normally I would also straighten my hair, but I straightened my hair yesterday, and so it's still straight. So all I do is go back in and brush it. I have really thin hair, so I have to make sure, like, it can't even look, like right now it's like getting sweaty and it's starting to look stringy. I hate my hair. Yes, that's my makeup. That's what I do to film. This is my made up face. I skipped a lot of the makeup steps because I honestly don't know how to do them. I really wish I did. I wish I knew how to contour. That would be awesome. Then I'd be like, but yes, I don't know how to blend stuff in very well because I've tried contouring before and I'm like, there's just lines on my face, and now I'm gonna wash it. So yes, I'm sorry this one wasn't super creative. I'm sorry I didn't really do like a super in-depth makeup thing, but yes, click like if you like this video, click subscribe if you want to see more of this face in your feed, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll actually stick with the whole 7 challenges thing. So bye.